How y'all doing? How y'all doing today?
Bad, you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
How was the first exhibition game for you, that experience?
It was like basically like a welcome back game. So like it was a great feeling being out there with the team. Playing together. I saw a lot of things that we can improve, but it takes time. So like we're gonna get it together.
How hard is it to stay really aggressive but play hard without fouling? Is that kind of a challenge? The way certain refs call it, I guess?
Yeah, it's kind of challenging because the game has changed. So like I feel like they calling a lot of weak fouls. Like I'm strong. Like what we in the weight room lifting for? Like you know what I'm saying?
A young man from Jacksonville, Florida, 28-year-old Eric Cobb, was once ranked the number 21 best power forward prospect in the U.S. by ESPN. At 6'9", Eric had been dominating the court as a power forward since high school and took his talent to a few colleges before becoming a professional player overseas. Life appeared to be treating him well during this time of life, and he was reaching goals that many dreamed of. Despite all of his early success, COVID-19 pandemic seemed to put a pause on his professional career, and things started to go downhill for the young man quickly. Sadly, within a few years, Eric would go from the basketball court to the court of law after he was accused of taking the life of one of his biggest fans. 28-year-old Eric Christopher Cobbs was born June 10, 1996, to his mother Erika Winford and father Terrence Cobbs. Raised up in Florida, he was one of three of his mother's children, and she did her very best to give her kids the best and some. Eric's father was also a vital part of his life and was that dad that was always talking about how proud he was of his son. During Eric's high school years, he was excelling in basketball, and in his senior year, he moved to Baltimore, Maryland to attend St. Francis Academy, where he averaged 13 points a game and 9 rebounds. Ranked as the 21st power forward in the country and a 4-star prospect by ESPN. Also in the summer, he played AAU ball with the Atlanta Celtics. When it came to college, he committed to the University of South Carolina. As a freshman, he appeared in 24 games, averaging 1.1 points, 1.9 rebounds, and an overall field goal percentage of .565. As a sophomore, Eric transferred to Chippewa College in Marianna, Florida, where he appeared in a total of 29 games. He started 15, averaged 10.9 points, 8.2 rebounds, and had a .526 overall field goal percentage. Selected second team All Panhandle Conference, and while there, earning his associate's degree. Moving forward with his education in sports, he was accepted to the University of Connecticut. In his junior year, he scored 26 points and grabbed 40 rebounds in 15 games. By his senior year, he was showing considerable promise in games where he received significant minutes. Eric used the 2018 spring and summer to transform his body, dropping some 25 pounds and shedding body fat in an effort to have an impactful senior year, and also named to the Athletic Directors Academy Honor Roll in spring of 2018. After graduating from UConn with the class of 2019, he continued to play the game at professional level overseas in Croatia. However, it would end up being a terrible time as COVID-19 started to spread across multiple continents and unfortunately put a halt on his professional career. Eric came back to America, but things would never be the same, and the game he loved so much would be in his rear view. Trying to adjust to a new normal without playing ball after COVID provided to be harder than what he thought, and family said it started to take a toll mentally on him. On October 21st, 2023, officers were dispatched to Franklin Street in Jacksonville in reference to a combative individual who was later identified as Eric. The officers came to assist members of the Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department who were already on scene. The report states Eric was laying on the ground and appeared to be incoherent. Officers would ask Eric if he was okay and asked him to leave the premises, which police said he refused. During the efforts to assist him to his feet, police said he yelled Hancock and punched one of the responding officers in the face. Eric was then detained and handcuffed and ultimately arrested and charged with resisting an officer with harm. While he sat in jail, his loving mother, who always stood by him, wrote a letter to the judge presiding over her son's case on November 27, 2023, advocating about his character. Records show his mother, Erika Winford, sent a letter stating she reached out to the police the morning of her son's arrest and expressed concerns about his mental health breakdown. She claims the officer who answered the call to the non-emergency line dismissed her concerns. It was only through a call from her daughter that Erika learned of Eric's detainment. He continued writing, describing Eric as a God-fearing, intelligent, and respectful individual, a gentle giant. He strongly believed he was experiencing a mental breakdown due to his challenges he faced after COVID. Eric's unwavering dedication to basketball, coupled with the abrupt disruption caused by the pandemic, has seemingly taken a toll on his mental well-being. Erika asked the judge to consider Eric's background, achievements, and character before making any decisions that could profoundly impact his future. Lastly, she told the judge he never exhibited any harmful tendencies. Since that 2023 arrest, records show Eric underwent competency evaluations to determine if he was competent to proceed to trial and was found to be so on April 16, 2024. In a separate letter to the members of the appellate court dated May 8, 2024, Erika then wrote she was concerned about the unjust treatment her son endured at the hands of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department and the justice system. She argued that her son's actions during his arrest were made by someone in distress, they were not criminal, and he was a victim of circumstance. She went on to say Eric's rights to a speedy trial have been egregiously violated, as his court hearing have been repeatedly prolonged on the surface for the purpose of evaluating his mental health. Court records dated June 12, 2024 state Eric was finally released on his own recognizance. As a condition, state he would only be released to his father, Terrence Cobb. However, after staying with his father for a while, he got mad and moved back in with his mother around Christmas 2024. Erika unknowingly was about to pay the ultimate sacrifice as a mother, and by February 2025, she would be found shot multiple times outside of her home. It was a Monday, February 10, 2025, and a friend of Erika's became concerned after attempts to reach her but never received any response. That being out of character, the friend went to Erika's home and knocked on the front door with no answer. The friend then went into the backyard and saw a large amount of bodily fluids on the rear doorstep and noticed a pile of blankets in the driveway. He then left to go to the residence of another one of Erika's friends, and both returned to the home and knocked on the front door again, but there was still no response. After the pair left, one of them returned to the home because of the bodily fluids they saw, and sadly, they would find Erika's body wrapped in a blanket and towels in the backyard. Law officials were called immediately, and once they arrived on scene, they saw a disturbing situation. Police said Erika had suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the head, stomach, and left leg. Tragically, just days before she was unalive, Erika had confided in a friend that she was afraid of Eric and did not want to go home, further saying he was possessed and that she couldn't afford his medication. Speaking of Eric, he was then detained as he attempted to leave the home, according to authorities. Following an interview with detectives, he was placed under arrest for allegedly unaliving his mother and is now being held at the Duval County Jail. After his arrest, officers found an AR-style rifle and a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, according to the report. Investigators found 14 spent 9mm shell casings inside a trash bag, which was inside a trash can in front of the home. Also, several neighbors reported hearing screaming and gunshots the night before on February 9th, but sadly, no one called 911. The reports also stated Erika had another son who lived with her and Eric up until 1.5 months ago, but moved out because of Eric's behavior. Eric is now being charged with second-degree unaliving.
A mother pleading for her son's release from jail a few months ago is now, and that same son she defended is accused of killing her. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office arresting 28-year-old Eric Cobb just a few hours ago, charging him with Sunday night's his mother. Cobb, who played for both South Carolina and UConn basketball teams, is currently going through the court system for another case and was released on bond a few months ago.
This three-day saga started over the weekend and ended today with the arrest of former UConn basketball player Eric Cobb. Jacksonville sheriffs said that on Sunday, 2 different people reported hearing suspicious activity coming from the house of Eric Cobb's mother, but they never called 911.
We have a complainant advising that they heard someone screaming, "He's going to kill me." We have a separate complainant who advised they heard multiple gunfire.
The next day, a family friend came to check on 51-year-old Erika Winford, Cobb's mother. She called 911 after finding a gruesome scene. As soon as sheriffs arrived, they say they found 28-year-old Cobb trying to leave the house. He was detained and later arrested.
Eric's father stated that he and his mother did everything they could to get their son help. However, with him being an adult, they could not force him, and he had to agree to treatment. I'm sure no one ever foresaw the tragedy taking place just a few years back. Now this family is forever torn apart, and the days ahead will not be easy. Erika's oldest child said they had the best mama in the world who was so sweet and loving. She was always there for all three of her kids and went above and beyond to make ends meet. Now she is gone, and it is a very sad and tragic situation. Erika was said to want nothing more than for her son to get better and shake back to his old self, but sadly things went from bad to worse. She did everything that she could do as a mother, and the family is just asking for a lot of prayers in this heartbreaking time. Erika's life mattered, and she should still be here. Please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in this very difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.